Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Nekomonogatari White. But today, we're going to be checking out episode 3. And last time in episode 2, we learned a bit more about where Hanekawa and Senjugahara stand relationship-wise, and as it would seem, they're actually pretty close, all things considered, despite the apparent strain that they have from being romantic competitors with Araragi. They were still able to have a very, very intimate shower with one another, indicating that they are quite close. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that the author has used this narrative device to convey that two characters are close with one another, so shouldn't be too surprising. Seriously, he's used similar narrative tactics at least twice before this, and honestly, I would be shocked if this wasn't going to be a recurring theme used to convey that two characters were in good standings. But forget about that. What's more important is the fact that Hanekawa is still undergoing a lot of stress because she turned back into the cat and roamed out into the streets to try to find that tiger thing who she thinks burned down her house. And she had a brief encounter with the thing, but we don't know exactly how it panned out. She kind of got attacked and she flew up into the mesosphere. She came back down, and then next we know she's back home. Unfortunately, Hanekawa skipped a couple chapters there. But besides that, we also learned that Hanekawa is not very picky with what she eats, which is to say she's not picky at all. She doesn't really care what she eats. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to her. And Senjugahara assumed that this applies not only to just food, but everything in her life, that she doesn't really care what comes her way one way or another. It doesn't bother her, at least not on the surface level. It does definitely build up and manifest stress in her, to the point where she literally transforms into a stressed cat thing and suffers the most fierce of multiple personality disorder. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this all pans out during Araragi's little vacation here. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is interesting to see things happening separate from Araragi, because everything has been from his point of view, and now we're finally seeing that not everything that happens revolves around the dude. There are some things that occur even when he's not around. But hey, I've been rambling on about this for too long now, so without further ado, let's just see what episode 3's got for us. Did I turn on the subtitles and stuff? I did, good. Alright, where to begin? Where to begin with this one? Well, we had the return of Tsuruga, which is great, and she has apparently been contacted by Araragi himself about something that he needed to tell her in the cram school, and everyone was bringing it up. Why did he have to tell her? He hasn't had too much in the way of interaction with Tsuruga in a bit, other than, you know, that brief part where he was convinced to let her meet his sister. But other than that, she has not been too directly involved in anything. Not super so, except in her own arc, I think, but still. What would he need her for? They each had their own idea of what he would want, with Tsuruga saying he wanted to ask her out on a date, which, that ain't it, Chief, no way. But I think it was Senjugahara thought she might have needed her for her monkey skills, but don't necessarily think it's that either. Why her specifically? I mean, yes, he's quite powerful with that monkey strength, but he knows a few other people who are also capable of throwing down if need be. And even then, Araragi's not the kind to seek assistance in this kind of way, not usually unless he really needs to, and he usually goes to other people for that kind of thing. But it doesn't matter, because either before he could get there, or while he was there, or perhaps I guess even after, the place got burned to the ground, mysteriously, with no clear answer, just like with her house, and it would seem that it might be connected to the tiger, but who knows. And there is one thing that links the cram school to the previous thing that burned down, is that Hanekawa slept there. She has both slept in her house and in the cram school, and then, what do you know, they both get turned to ash. Not sure if that's a coincidence. If it's not a coincidence, then like I said before, Senjugahara better watch out. Her house would be next in line. And now if I may shift gears for a minute, I would like to talk about the fact that we got a much more subdued bath scene compared to the previous one. I like that, by the way, they didn't even have to mention that they were going to take a bath. They just did. They just did it. I could see that coming a mile away, and I was mostly joking when I said it, but it still happened anyway. And it was very different. Much more subdued, more innocent and playful by comparison. Especially because, the initial part was just between two sisters, and they were just, splashing each other, things like that. Makes sense, nothing out of the ordinary there. And then when Hanekawa, after deeply looking at herself in the mirror in a very interesting way, actually. I don't know what it was about that shot, it just seemed interesting. But after that, she just gets in the tub and they just have a conversation. That's it. Very distinct from the previous one. I guess it shows a bit of a difference between the relationship that they have. I mean, we already know that Hanekawa and the sisters are, they're friends, they're pals, they're buddies. They've known each other for a while and have assisted each other in things in the past, but I guess that still doesn't keep her from feeling like she's imposing on them for staying in their home. And besides, the differences here are also just in the fact that Senji Gahara was the one inciting a lot of that other stuff in the shower scene versus the sisters, who of course weren't going to incite anything like that. That's not like them at all. And they were just chilling there, so as a result, Hanekawa was just chilling in there. Because she kind of just reflects whoever's around her sometimes. But it'll be interesting that she now has an opportunity to grow, because she's been presented with the fact that she can't survive in the real world because she just accepts everything as it is and doesn't try to improve or call out any bad things that happen to her. She just takes them as they are, and that would be not super good for going out on your own. So now that she's been confronted with that and recognizes it, it presents an opportunity for change, which would be really interesting to see take effect. And then, we even got a conversation with Shinobu, which I didn't expect, because earlier I mentioned Shinobu, but I was like, no, we can't see Shinobu because she's in Araragi's shadow, but apparently not anymore. She briefly mentioned that she, Araragi, and even Oshino, apparently, all three of them got severed. The connection there is lost, and Shinobu's just on her own now. She still considers Araragi her master, of course, but she's not stuck in his shadow. Why and how? I feel like that's important, but got no answer. Thinking about what happened in the last arc before this chronologically in Nisei, I can't think of anything that would have explicitly severed them. So it sounds like something's been going on with Araragi that we just don't know about. I mean, clearly things are going on with him, but it's a big mystery. Most interesting episode indeed. Gives a lot to ponder. I can't wait to see what happens next time for part 4. I believe there's 5 parts in total, if I was correct. Yep, 5 parts in total. So this will be the penultimate episode of the Nekomonogatari White arc. Can't wait to see exactly where this is going, what the tiger is specifically. Apparently there's a bunch of different tiger spirits, but this one is very particular and very weird. It would fit with what's been going on with Black Hanekawa, because she in particular is a very weird apparition, a very unique case. But Shinobu didn't seem to know what this tiger was. She said it was quite strange that it would take the appearance of an animal, yet also speak. And that apparently only Hanekawa, no matter what form she takes, is capable of seeing it. So this thing is very clearly linked to Hanekawa herself, whether it's a manifestation of Hanekawa once again, or perhaps just something born of her action. I'm not sure, but it definitely is deeply tied to her. But I guess that's something I'm gonna have to figure out more about later. So for now, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. And be sure to let me know what you thought of the episode as well. Give me more of those great insights. Like receiving them. They're awesome. But next time, like I said, episode 4, I guess we're gonna get to learn what happened from the fire, if maybe Araragi and Tsuruga were in there when it happened, or maybe they had already left, or maybe they had not gotten there yet. If they were there when it happened, then that doesn't bode well, but we'll see. We'll see. For now, that's all I gotta say on the matter, so till we meet again, I will see you guys all later.